Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. That's right, I'm back from 2 days on break for a full, fun week of streaming. At least, that's what I was going to say, because we're about to head into the fall season here in the United States, and that's the most exciting season of the year for us gamers, because it's got the most games. We've got hot new releases non-stop lined up for the next several months. And that's obviously really hype. And I was ready for it. This week, I had a 7-day streaming week planned for you guys. We were going to have pushing and finishing certain games. We were going to have chill streams. Then we were going to have the release of 2 hot new games, all ending with a climactic month-ending, amazing marathon. And then Comcast wrote me an email. Now, everything is in disarray because my internet needs to be down for a minimum of 1 day, if not more than that, later on this week. If this had been last week, it would have been perfect, but they waited until the literal date of the release of multiple high-profile video games. That's going to disturb my schedule. So, on today's show, we are going to talk about this and how we can try to work around it. I don't think that there's a perfect solution. Sadly, I feel like no matter what we do, we're kind of in a situation where something's going to suffer. And I think at this point, we have to figure out what's the lesser of 2 or 3 evils that we should go with. So we'll focus on that on today's show. But in addition, hey, we are full speed ahead when it comes to goals and support. We are very close to an episode of DSP Tries It, which I'm very excited for. We've got good stuff going on. Don't get me wrong. It's not all pain in the ass stuff, but sometimes you just got to make lemonade out of lemons, right? And that's what we're going to do. So sit back and relax. It's time to start up a new streaming week here on DSP Gaming with an epic episode of the Level 1 podcast. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is Saturday, which I know is weird. The 20th of September, 2025. Typically, Saturday would be my regular day off. In fact, it has been for a very long time. So it's weird when I'm here on a Saturday. It doesn't feel like it's the normal schedule. I wouldn't be shocked if we have a situation here where people aren't here all day, because normally I wouldn't be here. I bet that today we might have lower attendance than usual. And that sucks, but what can you do? When you're regular like me, when you're Mr. Clockwork, when you're not on time, or when you're early, in this case, sometimes things can get thrown off. And I get that, but there's not much that I can really do about it. That's life. Sometimes things don't go according to plan, or things need to shuffle around. In this case, this week, I had to do a lot of stuff on my days off. I had multiple appointments, places to be, things to do. And because of that, I had to do it in time with days when stuff is open or available. Just so happened I had to do some stuff both on Thursday and Friday. So it is what it is. I'm back, and I was supposed to be here for 7 straight days. The goal this week was to get as far as I possibly could in the games that I'm playing, including Chronos: The New Dawn, Hollow Knight: Silksong, Suikoden End 2. We were going to do a little bit of like late night chill stuff. We were going to have American Truck Sim, going to do some Gears of War multiplayer. And it all lined up great, right? But the whole idea was to, on Thursday, do the new releases. What are the new releases for this week? Well, there's 2 giant new releases, both coming out this Thursday. One is Silent Hill F, the new Silent Hill game now set in Japan, and everyone's scratching their head wondering what this game's going to be and will it really tie in with the other Silent Hill games, or is it in name only? And then we've got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, the latest racing game from Team Sonic. You know, previously they had made Team Sonic Racing, and then they made, was it Sonic Racing Transformed? Or was it the other way around? I actually think it was Sonic Racing Transformed first, and then Team Sonic Racing after. And there hasn't been a game in that regard in a while, but the hype behind this game is that it's coming, you know, straight on the heels of Mario Kart World, which most people have already dropped and or have criticized heavily. So people are looking for a better racing game, and it looks like, hell, this might actually be the game that takes over and people will just stop playing Mario Kart because it kind of sucks. So, 2 hot, spicy games to start the fall gaming season, or as I used to call it, the hardcore gaming season. Okay, why did I call the fall the hardcore gaming season? Because this was typically the time of year when almost every major publisher would release their game. Why would they all release it in this particular quarter of the year? They all saw profits because they were like, ooh, if I release my game right before Christmas, this means we'll have artificially inflated sales as people will rush the stores to buy these games as Christmas gifts. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it used to be insanely crazy levels of games coming out this time of year. Now, there are still heavy amounts of games that release in the fourth quarter, but not always. To be honest, sometimes it's just not as heavy as it used to be. And the other flip side of this is a lot of the games that come out just aren't that good. Because it used to be every major AAA blockbuster release would all come out within 2 to 3 months. It would be like September, October, November, like 60 games would come out. So that's why I called it the hardcore gaming season. But at this point, I don't feel like that term really even applies anymore, because a lot of games now have spaced themselves out, particularly the first quarter tends to be a very busy quarter for games. And recently, even the summer has had some good releases, which is a good thing. To space it out and have games at other times of the year instead of all at the same time is always a good idea. Okay? So, I'm excited for the new games, but now we're screwed. Allow me to explain why. The whole idea was that this week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I played the living crap out of Chronos and Silksong. Like, that was the focus. I wanted to finish Silksong. Excuse me, that's completely wrong. I wanted to finish Chronos by Thursday. And I thought I could. I thought, man, if I do a major stream today, a night stream, and then another major stream, maybe like, you know, that's going to be like 7, 8, 9 hours. I'll probably beat it. Because we're at this point, we're over 12, 13 hours in, and everyone says the game's 15 to 20 hours long. So I was like, yeah, we're good, gung-ho. We're going to beat this game this week. It'll be out of the rotation. And to be honest with you guys, completely dependent on what was going to happen with my schedule and other new games, Suikoden 2 has been a great playthrough. I really like the game. However, I made a gross miscalculation. What do I mean by that? Well, if you take a look at the playthrough, we are currently 16 parts in, okay? So you're not aware, okay? If you take a look at my Suikoden 1 playthrough, all right, which I'm going to look at right now, my Suikoden 1 HD Remake playthrough was 17 parts, the entire playthrough. My Suikoden 2 playthrough is 16 parts, and everyone says, oh, you're about halfway through the game. Oh, oops. I really didn't realize that the game was that long. To be honest, I had no idea. You know, I played Suikoden 1 a bunch, like 2-3 times when I was younger. I only played Suikoden 2 once ever. So I actually didn't remember its length. Apparently, this game is like twice as long as the original. And to be honest, if I had known that this was going to be a 30-plus hour playthrough, I would have started it way earlier in the summertime. Seriously, like I probably would have started it in like late July, even very early August, because I had no idea that it was going to take me this long. So I kind of feel bad now because obviously there were people who were like, oh, I like the playthrough. But to be honest, it's absolutely not a major focus right now. If you haven't noticed, Suikoden 1 is getting the least attendance, the least engagement, the least support, and the least on-demand views of anything that I'm doing. Now, not to say that the on-demand views actually mean anything, because if you're not aware, right now, YouTube is no longer counting any views for anyone using an ad blocker. I'm serious. So right now, it says that my stream on YouTube has 154 viewers, but any of you using ad blocker, it doesn't count for the stream. So you wouldn't even be shown in the view count. Yeah, that's how it works now. If you haven't noticed, everyone's views have dipped in the last month and everyone's wondering why. That's why. Ad blocker means basically you don't exist to YouTube. So, not to say that a big dip in views is a big deal, but if you just look at everything across the board, yeah, Sweet Code N2 is definitely the playthrough that's not really getting much attention. So, to be honest, I'll tell you right now, right up front, I think we got to put this playthrough on hiatus. It's the only way to, number one, to really handle this situation is we need more time for the other games. So, as of now, I'm officially announcing Sweet Code N2 is on hiatus. It will continue, okay? It absolutely positively will continue, just not now. With this situation going on, this is the reason I have to basically say we need the time for other games. So no more Soy Code N2 in the schedule as of now. That's what I mean. Already the schedule will be changing immediately and dramatically because of what's going on this week. Okay, so the point here was I was supposed to play as much of the games I'm playing and try to finish Chronos by Thursday. On Thursday is the release of both Silent Hill F and Sonic Racing, right? Great. And then Friday, this coming Friday, the 26th, was supposed to be the worst games ever marathon, where I was going to end the month with a bang, playing some of the worst games ever, including Lord of the Rings Gollum, Kong Skull Island, Bad Rats, Bubsy 3D, Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, just to name a few. I have like 10 games lined up that we can play during this Bad Games marathon, all right? So people were pumped for that and excited, and this week looked like it was going to be one of the best weeks for content because we got continuing playthroughs, new hot games, and a marathon, right? And then Comcast contacted me multiple ways, too, so this is serious. It's not like, oh, it's messing around. The emails and texts and everything on both of my business accounts because I have 2 business internet accounts. So here's what's going on with Comcast. First of all, if you don't know who Comcast is, you must live under a rock. They're a ginormous mega conglomerate corporation. They're involved in TV production, but notably, they are an ISP, meaning that they provide internet service to tons of people in the United States. Notably, in my living area, they are the fastest available. If I go with anyone else, it's much slower. Therefore, for what I do on a daily basis, streaming, uploading, etc., I need to have Comcast as my internet service provider. It's the only way I could actually do business from my home. Otherwise, I'd have to go somewhere where there's better internet, okay? Comcast contacted me. Okay? Here's what they had to say. I'll read it to you word for word. We're getting our network ready for next generation internet speeds. Bringing customers like you to a fast and reliable experience is our number one priority. And about a week from now, we'll be making enhancements to evolve Comcast business network in your area. The goal is to ultimately allow us to deliver multi-gigabit upload and download speeds. This is one example of how our next generation network is evolving to get smarter, faster, and more reliable. Our most current information has us starting work on your area on September 25th. That's this coming Thursday, affecting services at my address. While we'll make our best effort to stick to that date, sometimes factors beyond our control, like weather, may cause us to shift the schedule. So how this will affect you. During this time, you can expect interruptions to all Comcast services. If you're even a Comcast voice customer, you will not be able to call 911 or use your phone at all. Please know our teams will work efficiently as possible to limit the duration of interruptions. And then it says confirm your information so we can contact you with updates. So basically what they're saying to me is I have no internet and no phone, but I don't use their phone, so that doesn't matter. But I have no internet starting on Thursday, the 25th. Now, if you didn't realize, they didn't even say in that message that this would be one day. Did you notice that? They didn't say, oh, only one day, no big deal. They're saying this could actually be like a lengthy thing, and they're supposed to keep me informed. But now here's the thing. All right. I want you to think about this. They're going to take down all of the internet in the area to do these upgrades. Great. But what about businesses, right? There's businesses in this area, and they absolutely rely on needing internet to do business. Without internet, how do you do a credit card payment? Without internet, How do you keep track of online inventory and things like that? You can't. You need internet. So they're saying we're going to take down your internet on the 25th, but they're not making promises. Great. But the thing is, the longer that they leave their network down, they're actually leaving themselves open to liability. Meaning, let's say a business out here can't operate for 2-3 days, they can get sued. There's one thing, it's reasonable amounts of downtime for maintenance, which is what they're claiming there's going to be. But if they end up having like 2, 3, 4 days down, they're going to be in hot water. Okay. The thing is, I don't really trust them. I'm going to be honest with you. Over the years, I've seen a lot of ineptitude within Comcast. Sometimes they're on the ball and they're great. And then I've seen them absolutely make the most ass backward decisions I've ever seen. Such as, if you're a Comcast customer, you can't get a new IP address. I'm going to repeat what I just said. If you're a Comcast customer, you cannot receive a new IP address. They have no way to do it because all of their hardware auto programs to research out and receive the same IP over and over. And there is literally no one within the company that knows how to bypass it. So there have been times when, sadly, I was doxxed and my IP address was put on the internet. So people started DDoS attacking me. I'm like, well, I need a new IP address. Normally, the ISP would be like, okay, watch this. Done. No, not Comcast. Comcast has to send a tech out to my house with a second new modem, hook both modems up to the internet at once, so each has a different IP address, then disconnect the old modem that had the old IP address, then reassign my account from the old modem to the new modem. It takes like an hour and a half. I'm serious. It's just a pain in the ass. Versus, oh, we could just do it like this. Click, 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 done. And that's how Comcast operates. They're bloated. They're bureaucratic. They have departments that do not communicate well with each other, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. A lot of the time. Not all of the time. I will say there's been a couple times that they did know what they were doing. However, I'd say the straw that broke the camel's back for me is when a few years ago, they had an employee who was a detractor. And that detractor actually was going inside of my cable modem, resetting it repeatedly during my live streams, changing the name of my wireless networks in the modem, which I had disabled, but instead enabling that and naming it insanely awful things, and then having my whole neighborhood see it when they search for wireless internet. I mean, I could keep going on. So I had to have a tech come out here, read the logs in my modem to find the person who did it, caught them red-handed, and they got fired. I want you to think about this. So do you think I trust this company to actually do things well? No, I don't. I suspect what will happen is on this Thursday, the 25th, they will take down my internet and it will be up and down all day. So I can't consistently do anything with it, right? Like maybe it'll be up for an hour, then down for half the day, then up for an hour, right? And I don't believe at all, that they're going to be done on Thursday. I'm serious. I almost predict that knowing this company, this internet will be down for several days. All right. Now, in truth, it's nice to have a few days off. Don't get me wrong. But this is the busiest time of the year. We've got Silent Hill F and Sonic Racing coming out on Thursday, and I was supposed to do a marathon. So it literally couldn't have been worse. Like I said, if they had done this a week or two before, I wouldn't have given two shits. Like, oh, big deal. They're literally doing it the worst fucking time possible. And I have no control over it. As a customer, I can't complain. I can't say, oh, don't do it. I refuse. There's nothing I can do. It's their infrastructure. It's their network. They can do this whenever they want. And I just have to fucking put up with it. All right? To be honest, when all that went down with that detractor, I was wanting to switch ISPs. Seriously. I was like, I can't believe that this was a situation that this happened. And I searched it out and I couldn't find anything. There was a competitor who was way slower and wasn't going to be fast enough for me to stream. And then there was Starlink, which is not reliable. Starlink is, kind of splotchy, excuse me. You need to have a clear view of the night sky and all this bullshit. There was no way that it was going to necessarily be working, right? So I had no options. From what I'm to understand, very soon, there may be new options in my area. There is a gigabit internet company that is stretching out in this area, and very soon, perhaps, I may be able to switch. I'm not saying that I would. I'm just saying this is kind of a bad situation where I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because, everyone always tries to blame stuff on me, and they'll say, well, this is your fault. You didn't prepare. Why didn't you switch ISPs? Because I couldn't. I did look into it. There's literally nothing that would have been good enough. Now, before someone they already did. I can't believe it. I was going to say, before someone idiotically says, why don't you stream from your phone or your backup Wi-Fi hotspot? It's not fast enough to stream gaming. That's for like bare bones internet use. Like, let's say, for example, I had a brick and mortar store and I sell, I don't know, knickknacks. I'm like a arts and crafts store. You could use the slower backup internet to do point of sale transactions. It would take longer, but within a minute or two, you'd still be able to do like a credit card transaction and stuff like that. That's not for streaming. It's not good enough. All right. You can't. It's not going to be good enough whatsoever. That's really stupid. All right. So don't even say, oh, why don't you stream with your phone? Why don't you stream with your backup hotspot? Because it's just fucking slow as shit. There's no way you could do gameplay and stuff with that. Okay. So, basically, I'm stuck. This Thursday, I cannot stream. Therefore, it's official. This coming Thursday, the 25th, I have off. I can't work. I'm actually forced to not work by Comcast, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Okay? Now, in regards to when will I be back, obviously, I'd like to be back on Friday the 26th. And if I come back on Friday the 26th, I don't know, should I do the new games? Should I do my marathon? I don't even know. At this point now, everything's screwed up because of Comcast and their horrible timing, and there's nothing I can do about it. All right? So I could sit here and bitch and whine and stamp my feet and meh. Instead, I want to figure out a solution. Okay? So I've already researched a few things that I'd like to throw your way. All right? So, number one, Silent Hill F releases Thursday the 25th when I can't stream. However, there is an edition, the Digital Deluxe Edition, that you can get for more money, and then you can actually play the game 2 days early. So that would mean that I could actually play it this Tuesday the 23rd, and I could play it and get a head start. All right? Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes out on Thursday the 25th. But they've got an edition where if you pay extra money, you can play it early. You can actually play Sonic Racing 3 days early. That's right. You can play it as early as this Monday, the 22nd. Okay? So I do have some options. However, the options are pricey. In the case of Silent Hill F, it's not that big of a deal. It's around, I think it's like $5 to $10 extra. Probably worth it for the fact that I can't play the game on release day and I don't know when I can come back. Probably makes sense to pay some extra money there. In the case of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, it's $20 extra. 20 for a racing game that I don't know if I'm going to like, that I don't know if it's going to have any longevity. I mean, case in point, take a look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart World, everyone thought, oh my God, the new Mario Kart, we waited a decade for it. This is going to be an amazing hit. And it's actually a huge flop. Everyone bought it, but everyone stopped playing it. The player base has dramatically diminished. Almost no one cares about this game anymore, to be honest. It's kind of sad, actually, because it was supposed to be the big thing that you're going to want your Switch 2 for, and it's dead now. It's a dead game. So, will that happen with Sonic Racing Crossworlds? I don't know. All right. So here's the other problem on top of all of this. Because you might say, well, if they're only like $20 extra in one case, $10 extra in the other, then what's the issue? That's not a big deal. You made good money. You're right. Money isn't the issue. Time is the issue. Why? Because today is Saturday the 20th. I'm playing Chronos. I'm playing Silksong. I have a Gears of War multiplayer stream scheduled for the night stream tonight. I have American Truck Sim scheduled for tomorrow night. Okay. I had things laid out as if my schedule was going to be normal, in which case none of this would have been an issue. The problem is Comcast decided to screw the pooch here, and now my schedule's all effed up. So what do I do? Because let's say I decide I'm going to pay extra. So I'm going to play Sonic on Monday and Silent Hill on Tuesday, which means I probably play both of them on Wednesday, and then I'm off Thursday. I may even have to be off Friday and Saturday, depending on how long it takes for them to upgrade this network and finish it, right? Finish the work. But then what happens to everything else I'm playing? Number one, I already told you, Suikoden 2, we're retiring for now. We're going to bring it back in the future when things slow down. At this point, I just don't have time. Okay? What about Chronos? Here's a question, and this is an honest question for all of you who have been following my Chronos playthrough, because I need information, okay? Does anyone actually know how far into Chronos The New Dawn I am? Because what I don't understand is when I started playing this game, everyone said, oh, this game's 15 to 20 hours long. And I said, oh, that sounds good for a survival horror game. Right now, I'm around 15 hours in. So you'd think I'd beat it within 2 streams. But the last stream that I played it, people were like, oh, you're halfway through. But I'm 15 hours in. How could I be halfway through a 20-hour game if I'm 15 hours in? So this is why I always am incredibly skeptical when people tell me, oh, the game is this long. I don't believe it. I think that it's bullshit. What happens is whenever people give those time estimations, they're based on people rushing. People beat the game once. Now they're replaying the game and rushing. That's the time estimate they give you for the length of the game, which is fucking bullshit. And it actually makes me angry. So does anyone out there actually have practically played this game and can tell me how far I am into it? Because everything on the internet says 15 to 20 hours, but that doesn't make sense based on what I was told last stream. Okay? Does anyone know? The villain says 18 hours. You did not answer my question. I did not say 18 hours literally does not answer anything I just asked. I said, how far into the game am I? Am I halfway? Am I 2/3? Am I 3/4? Am I going to beat the game today? Today I'm doing 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay of it. Am I beating it today? Will I be near the end after today? That's what I need to know. Did I pass the second boss fight? I don't know. I fought. How many bosses have I don't even know what's a boss in this game. That's the problem. I don't know what a boss is in this game. They certainly don't have health bars and have names, so how the hell would you know? What is the last part I completed? If I'm remembering correctly, let me look. I believe we went into the sculptor's basement where there was that statue, and then there's a visitor is down there, and you get a new whatever it's called, another person's personality in you. And then we went to the hospital, and we just began the hospital. We're working in the hospital, which is very Resident Evil-esque, also very Silent Hill-esque. That's where we are right now. Okay? No, see, here's another moronic suggestion. We'll go to another person's channel and look at. Then I'll spoil the fucking game, you idiot. Why don't you just go to another person's channel and watch their whole playthrough of the game? Then you'll know where you are. Then why play the game? Oh, man. Oh. Okay. So I'm in the hospital. If someone knows how far into the game the hospital is, all right, I would love to know. So I'll wait, and I'm sure eventually someone will give me an answer on how far into the game the hospital is. Okay. By the way, shout out to B Twixt, who has been dropping kicks over on Kick the entire podcast so far. I appreciate that, B Twixt. Thank you. Want to do some brief shout outs? Let's do some brief shout outs. Let's take a little break. Okay. Eternal Napalm, 49 months as a member, and he says, happy weekend, Phil. Hope all is well. Well, you're hearing how all is. It's not that things are bad. It's just that things are going to be annoying and chaotic and confusing because now we got to figure out this schedule situation. Okay? 5 to 6 hours left if I've arrived at the hospital. Thank you to Ramirez Manson. Nice person, actually trying to help. So that means that if I do Chronos today as a daytime stream, and then maybe we do another major stream of Chronos, perhaps we will actually beat the game this week. All right, which I would like to do. To be frank with you all, I want to beat Chronos this week. I want to complete the game so that way we have one done. It's not like it's an unfinished playthrough. To be honest, I don't think that I could play Chronos and Silent Hill at the same time. I think that's overload to have 2 survival horror games at exactly the same time like that. Okay? I'm at chapter 8 of 11, nearly at the end. Thank you, Game Dude. Now people are being very helpful. You see, now I calm down. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So now we're getting an idea, and now that we're getting the idea formulated, I think we're going to figure out what we're going to do with this schedule, okay? By the way, so good morning to everyone who's here. We got Chris, we got Game Dude, we've got Witch Doctor and Spooderman. What weird. I know Eternal Napalm is here. Mario RPG Fan is here. We got Squirtle. Over on the kick side, Eddie Chill, Maestro David, Eliza Pancakes. Who else we got? RGB King. Like I said, oh, Philip Ennis. That's supposed to be like Filipinas. Is starting to toss down out some kicks now. Thank you for that. Excuse me. Mango Ice Cream Kitty's here. How's everyone doing? Usagi Jojo is here. What's up, Grandmaster Scrub, Stormforce Gamer, hashtag Fluffy. Who else is here this morning? Good morning. Well, actually, just turned afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. My apologies that I had to get right into business today. I do prefer a more laid-back, chill podcast, but today we had to be all business because of this nonsense. Pixel Queen, thanks for dropping some bits, or excuse me, some kicks over on Kick. I remember to call them kicks now. They're not bits, they're kicks, but they're exactly the same as bits. That's why I get them confused. And I don't believe, I will check again, I do not believe they have updated any of the services yet to integrate with, no. They have not upgraded services to integrate with Kicks yet. I hope they do soon. I would love to have pop-up messages for you guys for Kicks. But right now, all they have are subscriptions and follows on Kick. They don't have stuff for the Kicks. There's nothing I can do about that right now. Sucks. I want to do pop-ups for you guys, but I can't. Because here's the thing. If people actually start doing, if they start doing pop-ups, people are going to want to do 100, 200, 300 kicks at a time to get a message on the screen, right? You're going to want to see a pop-up. I can't do that right now, all right? And by the way, thank you to Kitchup, who just gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you so much, Kitchup. Let's get you on the leaderboard as the first sub of the week. FYI, I have a mass decline in subs on Kick. I'm not kidding. I have lost about 300 plus subs on Kick. Why? Because they were all historically gifted subs that would happen during marathons and events and things. And they expired and no one gifted new ones. So now on Kick, things are not looking too good because I lost all those gifted subs. We need to get some of them back. Okay? And what sucks is this week I was hoping to have a giant week of great progress in games, new releases in a marathon, and now it's all screwed up thanks to Comcast. Okay? So, please, support the channel on Kick. Become a sub. Gift subs. Let's get momentum today in a huge way. Let's get Kick momentum going. Please support my efforts on Kick today. Okay? Now, in the meantime, please, let's get some support rolling. We are at 8 out of 10 goals. Only 2 goals to go. All right? In order to do DSP Tries It, Little Caesars, new Philly cheesesteak pizza, the Crazy Puffs, which is a triple flavor Crazy Puff taste test, and I'm also going to get some Crazy Bread, but we're tasting the new pizza and the Crazy Puffs. All right? I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a good DSP Tries It. 2 goals to go. That's it. We could do it today. If we hit the goals, 2 goals on this stream, I will order Little Caesars this afternoon, and we will do DSP Tries It today. Okay? So let's get some support rolling. Let's get some subs. Let's get some kicks over on Kick. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some tips. Let's get support rolling, and let's hit these goals, and let's do DSP Tries It today. Today. Ketchup gave another sub over on Kick, and hashtag Fluffy just gave a sub over on Kick. Thank you, guys. Someone says, any plans on the next Mario game you'll play? Do you want to do Galaxy 1 or 2? I guess because they're remastered. I'm interested. I am interested. We were talking about this in Chill with Phil the other night, that coming up, I'm actually not sure what games I'll be playing, particularly this whole Ghost of Yote situation is just getting worse and worse by the day. I'm not kidding. Like, for example, are you aware that the voice actress who plays the main character in Ghost of Yote has social media posts claiming to be part of Antifa, and so is her wife, and she's proud of it. Can't just play a game. Can't just enjoy gaming anymore. Everything's got to be political. Everything's right. I just don't, So the thing is, if I do skip Ghost of Yote, all right, that's okay, because there's other stuff to do. In fact, like I just said, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 Remastered are coming out. Maybe I could do Mario Galaxy 2. I'm thinking about it. I've never played Mario Galaxy 2 before at all. At all. I've never played the game. So it would be cool to play it for the first time, I think. But I don't even know. Like, the thing is, I'm not even that far ahead. At this point, with everything going on now, I don't even know what's going to happen with my internet. Potentially my internet could be out the entire weekend, starting Thursday through like Sunday. Maybe I won't have internet back till Monday. If that's the case, I can't stream at all. I'm going to be so far behind on games, I probably am going to have to skip a bunch of games. So I don't think we should even get that far ahead of ourselves. I'm interested in playing Mario Galaxy 2 eventually because I've never played it and I heard it's an outstanding game. But let's talk about that when we get closer to figuring all this stuff out, shall we? Okay? Let's get through this whole internet outage nonsense first. The Great Unclean One says, I know you said you don't want to do it, but do text-to-speech, make it $20. No, because then the trolls would give $20 to get me banned. I'm not stupid. Okay? Again, sadly, as much as I think that it would be funny, that you'd have people coming on the stream immediately saying racist stuff, sexist stuff, doxing people, and that's just stuff that's going to get me liable. I'm not dumb. It's not worth very short-term, temporary extra money to then be banned. So I'm not going to do it. Princess Luna, good morning. A $10 super chat. That's our first super chat of the new week. Good morning, King, and YouTube chat specifically. Thank you, Princess Luna. Dabhand says they would VPN 20 quid and pay a penny for it anyway. You're probably right. They'd probably find a way around it, too. You're absolutely right. Hiro Nakamura with a $2 super chat says, are you going to play Hades 2? Interesting question. And interestingly enough, I think Hades 2 kind of screwed itself. All right, we can talk about this now. So what do I mean by that? Well, here's what I mean. Hades 1, all right, was a game that was completely original and interesting years ago. Had early access and eventually got a full release. Very popular. Everyone talked about it. Everyone played it. Everyone's like, you got to play Hades, right? But I think what's happened is two key things. First of all, Hades 2 took too long to come out. Since Hades 1, there have been 20, 30 games similar to that follow the same formula, the same kind of top-down isometric style, the same gameplay elements, the same roguelike elements. There's a lot of games now that are kind of Hades-esque that you could play in the meantime when there hasn't been a Hades 2. And then the other problem is Hades 2 had early access over a year ago, and I have it. I own it. Did you know that? I bought it. I own Hades 2. Before I even had my gaming PC, I was playing it on the mini PC. And you know what happened? People yelled at me and said, Phil, stop playing Hades 2. And I was like, why? I really like it. And they told me they don't want to show up and support Hades 2 anymore because it's early access. And if I play the game early, I'm basically playing an unfinished version of the game that could be too difficult or too easy. It's not balanced properly. It's certainly not finished. And therefore, it's not representative of what the final game will be. And if I play through the early access version, that's not the real game, so I should stop. And I said, all right, well, then we won't play it. I'm okay with that. We'll come back to it later. But now here's the problem. Are you aware that Hades 2 releases this week? I'll tell you what I am aware of. Silent Hill F comes out this week, and Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes out this week. Are you aware that Hades 2 comes out this week? Did you even know until I just told you? The problem is, Hades isn't special anymore. Because they took so long for this sequel to be done, other games have stepped up and already taken over for it. And this game has been in early access for over a year. Now they're finishing it, but they're releasing it during an incredibly busy heavy gaming season. Starting this week, every single week, we're going to have a ridiculous amount of game releases coming out. And so because of that, this game is getting literally lost in the shuffle. I follow all the social media trends for gaming and everything, and I see all this buzz for Sonic, buzz for Silent Hill. No one is talking about Hades 2 at all. It's as if the game doesn't exist. That's awful. Because the sad fact is, Hades 2 is great. I played it over a year ago. I was loving it. I thought it was good, had improvements from the first game. It was genuinely enjoying my time with the game, but then everyone yelled at me to stop playing it. And I was like, well, if that's really how you feel, then I guess I'll stop playing it. But what really sucks now is it's going to release, and is anyone going to play it? I don't think I am. I don't have time. I know Silent Hill and Sonic will take priority. I got to keep playing Silksong, and then whatever else is going to be coming up, because there are going to be other game releases coming out, including Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles, which at this point, I don't even know if I can play. Ghost of Yote, which again, we don't know if I'm playing. Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I very much want to play. Call of Duty Black Ops 7's open beta starts on October 5th. I know you guys are going to want to see me play that. And then just a few days after that, on October 10th, it's Battlefield 6, full release. Then just a few days after that, it's Pokemon ZA Legends. Just a few days after that, it's Ninja Gaiden 4. And just a couple of days after that, it's Tormented Souls 2. And I can keep going. This is a crazy effing month. Where in there do you see Hades 2 falling in? You know what I'm saying? They screwed themselves. I feel like if Hades 2 really wanted to get, a foothold and not just get legacy sales from the first game, they basically needed to have this game have a full release, not an early release. It should have been a full-fledged, the game is done, here it is release, so everyone plays it at once, not this weird, some people got it early, some people held off, some people got it along the way. No, they needed a full-fledged, full-on release, which they're not doing now. And they needed to release it during the summer. If they had released Hades 2 this last summer, okay, that would have been good. There was enough time in the summertime for us to actually have that stuff. The problem now is that, sadly, it's going to get lost in all these new release shuffle. And listen, I might eventually play it. Like I said, I loved it. I really liked Hades 2, and I would like to play it, but at this point, I think the other games are all going to be much bigger and take priority, and you guys are going to want those first, right? The whole indie titles that have early access release thing, I don't get that model at all. I don't. I think that it actually is kind of counterproductive. What happens is then the people who paid for the game become the beta testers. And now the game's hype is spoiled because everyone already knows all about Hades 2 because it's already played. People could have played it a year and a half ago, right? So why would there be hype around the full release now exactly? So I hope that answers your question, Hiro Nakamura. I don't think I'm playing Hades 2 right now. I don't see where it fits into the schedule, especially with everything already going on. My internet's going to be down for an indefinite number of days, Here's the deal. I think we need to redo the schedule and figure out what's worth it and what's not. So here, honest questions for everybody, all right? Honest question number one, and I want everyone to give me their honest feedback in the chat right now. Should I get Silent Hill F early, start playing it on Tuesday so I can play it Tuesday and Wednesday before my internet goes down starting on Thursday and we don't know when it comes back? Should I pay extra money to get Silent Hill F early and play it out starting on Tuesday? So let's see people's responses. Yes, 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 no, yes, yes, Silent Hill in capital letters, yes, 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 early, yes, 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 no, yes, yes, Silent Hill, yes, sure, yes, yes, duh. Yes, yes, yes. There was a yes, yes, yes. I figured you were going to say that. And quite frankly, I think I'm okay with that. It's not that much more expensive from what I'm seeing. So I think I'm going to get this one. I got it. We will be playing Silent Hill F this coming Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, I'm going to learn from experience, all right? As much as I know that everyone will like this game, I'm not going to play it all day, both days. I'm not. Because when I've done that, it doesn't work. People complain I'm playing too much, and the views drop and the support drops. Okay? So, yeah, I am not going to do that. What I'll do is I'll probably play it as the daytime stream on Tuesday and probably the daytime stream on Wednesday. We'll do 2 major streams of Silent Hill F within the first 2 days, but then we will do different things at night. What? Well, likely we'll see if we've beaten Chronos by then. Let's actually talk schedule. Today, it's Chronos the New Dawn. Now, what should we do for the late stream tonight? I had Gears of War multiplayer set up to play and give it a shot and see if it's any good. Okay? What do you guys think? Should we do Gears tonight? Are you guys down for Gears tonight? Will you show up, engage, and support with Gears tonight? Will it work as a late stream? Or do we do something different? Because now all of the schedule is screwed up, and it's more important to try to push forward with other games. Like, we could do an impromptu stream of Silksong tonight. We could. But then we're also doing Silksong tomorrow, so that's double Silksong. You see the problem? And then people might say you're playing too much Silksong. I'm not going to do Truck Sim tonight, okay? Because, hold on. I'm not going to do Truck Sim tonight because we already have a schedule for tomorrow, and that's a distinct crowd that shows up and always supports Truck Sim. If we do it tonight, they may not show up. And obviously, I don't want that to happen, okay? So, yeah. So, what do you think? I mean, that's the question, right? Should we do Gears tonight? Should we do something different? I don't know. Princess Luna says, I think Gears multiplayer will stress you out. You could be right. Then again, it's not like I'm playing easy games. Chronos is not an easy game. Silksong is certainly not an easy game. Okay? Maybe what I should do, like serious talk, Chronos and Silksong today. Tomorrow, Silksong and Truck Sim. Okay? Monday, Chronos and Silksong again. Tuesday, Silent Hill, and if we need more time, finish Chronos. And then Wednesday, Silent Hill and Silksong, and that's it. Like, that's the week. Because then I'm off Thursday because I have no internet. And that way, we will probably guarantee that I finish Chronos, so that way I'm not doing 2 survival horror games side by side, right? I think that might be the best option. What sucks is I just don't know if anyone's going to show up for Silksong later tonight. All right, so here's the deal. Maybe what we'll do, here's the other thing. I didn't get to the second half of all of this, all right? If I spend a tremendous amount of extra money, okay, for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and I play it on Monday, does that make sense to do? To spend a bunch of extra money to play Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on Monday? Or is Sonic Racing not that big of a deal? Wait for when my internet comes back and play it then. Dabhan says, no, for me, it's not enough. Oh, I can't tip says, no, because you'll hold us accountable for immense profits from the game. Usagi Jojo says it's $78. No, it's not. It's $90. It's $89.99. I'm looking at it right now. Unless you're saying, where'd you find it? Somewhere else? Oh, you went to Green Man Gaming. It's a little cheaper on Green Man Gaming. Okay. Slightly cheaper, it looks like. Not that much cheaper. It's $10 cheaper. Yeah, basically with this, you get the season pass, which is going to have Minecraft and a ton of other characters down the line, but they don't tell you who. Also, Sonic Prime, which I don't even know what the hell that is. Here's my problem. We just got Sonic... Excuse me. I can't even speak today. My mind is rattled today. It really is. It's just all messed up. We already got Silent Hill F early. I'm going to play that starting Tuesday. Okay? If I get Sonic Racing early, so I'm going to play that Monday, I'm going to play Silent Hill Tuesday, how am I going to finish the other games? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm just never going to finish them. I'm not going to get far enough in them to beat them if this is what we end up doing. Okay? I did hear that. I did hear that they're adding Mega Man to Sonic. Yes, I did. By the way, I want to say thank you, Helpful Burb, for a $5 super chat. Are you and your family prepared in the inevitable case of a major earthquake? there's nothing for us to prepare for. I'm serious. Like, there's nothing we can really do. We're at high elevation. So if there's a heavy earthquake, it's not like, oh, there's a safe place to go. We're already at the safer place. And I don't have a basement or anything. You know what I mean? Like, what do? You run into a doorway and you stand there. That's all you can really do. There's nothing else to do. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm on a fault line and there's like plans. There's nothing like that. No, I don't have an electric generator or Starlink system. Food and water we'd always have. Like, we have certain things like dry foods, canned foods, and things that we would last a little bit if something were to happen, like power were to go out or whatever. Finish Chronos tonight. That's not possible. I'm being told I have 5 or 6 hours left. I don't have 5 or 6 hours to play on stream today. I can't finish it today. All right, can we get back on track? So, I'm thinking we do Chronos on stream right now. Okay, and then tonight we do Silk Song. Tomorrow we also do Silk Song and we do American Truck Sim. Monday is what's up in the air. If I pay extra, I can get Sonic Racing Cross Worlds early and play it on Monday. But that means we can't play Chronos and we can't play Silk Song. So now we're getting behind on these games that I'm trying to finish. Do you see? That's the problem. If we don't do Sonic, then what I'll probably do is I'll probably do Chronos as the daytime stream and Silk Song as the night stream. And between today and Monday streams of Chronos, we'll be near the end, if not done. Then on Tuesday, we'll do Silent Hill F and Chronos to try to wrap it up. But if we've already beaten Chronos, we could just do Silk Song as the night stream for a couple days and juggle Silent Hill with Chronos. Do you see? I'm not sure that Sonic Racing is such a priority. Seriously, I'm not. I mean, I want to play it. I'm interested in it. Genuinely, I am. Being that we just played Mario Kart, and you want to know, gee, is Sonic or Mario Kart better? Right? I'm sure people are going to be asking me that question. But I don't really know if it's that big of a priority. Even if we get it on Monday, I still am going to play Silent Hill on Tuesday, Wednesday. And we have to finish Chronos, you know? Usagi Jojo, you're nuts if you don't think Silent Hill F has hype. You're crazy. A new Silent Hill game, totally new location. Everyone's wondering if it's good. This is going to be a good week for that game, surely. Sonic, I think will have some attention. I don't think it's going to be as hype as you're thinking. I do think it will have some attention, though. See, again, and here's the other problem. My marathon. I'm pretty upset about this because, as you know, my marathons are every month at the end of the month. We just rescheduled my marathons to have them start being at the end of the month so we could time them with Halloween and Christmas. We did this on purpose. Now, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do the marathon on Friday like I originally planned. If not, what do I do then? Saturday, Sunday, right? Okay, fine. But I can't tell you exactly when it is, which is bullshit. If my internet comes back, do we want to jump into the marathon immediately? Probably not. We probably at least want to give it a day so you guys know when it is. So maybe what we should do is say, my internet will be out Thursday. Let's hope my internet comes back Friday. And if it does, let's do a day of all new releases. Let's do Silent Hill and Sonic on Friday. Then Saturday is my marathon. That would probably make a lot more sense, right? Than saying, the marathon could be Friday, but maybe not. And then if it's not, then everyone's thrown off and doesn't show up for the marathon when I do it. Silent Hill F will be 12 to 13 hours long. Good to know. That means it's going to be 20 hours long for the record, because whenever they say that, they're full of shit. But okay, at least it's not an extra long game. So here's what we'll do. Today it's Chronos the New Dawn, and I think tonight we're going to do Silk Song. Since that's the case, all right, I should change that information immediately so that people actually know that we're changing the late stream. Gears is off. And my apologies to those who wanted to see Gears multiplayer. This is not my actual choice at all. This is Comcast's fault because they decided to do this network upgrade. Worst time of the year for me. Giving only a week's notice in the midst of a time when there's no way that I can adjust my schedule properly to account for it. So it sucks. I wish that this weren't the case, but there's nothing I can really do about it, and I'm sorry about that. So there will not be Gears multiplayer. Sadly, there's just not going to be time for it because of the Comcast outage. We need to be making major progress in all games I'm playing. The only way to do that is to solely focus on those games, and therefore, no Gears of War. Now, I'm not going to cancel American Truck Sim because I promised you guys I would do it once a week. All right, it would be messed up for me to do that. So that's going to be tomorrow night, and I'm not changing that. And again, I'm sorry that we have to change this schedule. It sucks. It really does. So here's the schedule now. Today, Chronos and Silk Song. Tomorrow, Silk Song, American Truck Sim. Monday, Chronos and hopefully the conclusion of Chronos and Silk Song. Tuesday, Silent Hill F and hopefully either the conclusion of the conclusion of Chronos or more Silk Song. And then same thing on Wednesday. It'll be Silent Hill F and Silk Song. So Chronos and Silk Song and American Truck Sim, Chronos and Silk Song, Silent Hill and either Chronos or Silk Song, and then Silent Hill and Silk Song. I cannot be here Thursday because my internet's out. I hope to be back Friday. If I'm back Friday, it'll be Sonic Racing Cross World and Silent Hill F. And then if I'm here Saturday, it'll be the marathon of the worst games ever. And then the rest of the week will be a balance between everything that we're playing. Okay? But if my internet is out more than one day, it's completely all up in the air. I can't promise you a darn thing because of it. It's not my fault. It's Comcast's fault, and I'm sorry. All right? And I'm sorry it just took us an hour to figure this out. That was frustrating. It was. Like, I want to be here concretely with you guys, and I want to have a set schedule, and I want everything to be smooth. And I can't do that because they decided to upgrade the internet in my area. Okay? Okay. I just received a $5 tip. Here, IGN gave Sonic Racing Cross World a 9 out of 10 and Mario Kart an 8 out of 10. Yes. To be frank with you, I do hope that Sonic Racing Cross World is better and performs better. It makes more money than than Mario Kart World. I don't think it's possible, simply because everyone bought Mario Kart World as a launch title for the Switch too. Like, that game got inflated artificial sales based off the fact that there was nothing for a new console. So sadly, even if Sonic does well, I don't think it'll beat Mario Kart World in sales, which is bullshit because it might very well be the much better game. And I hope it is, because Mario Kart World was not a good game. Daban says it's shocking that where you live, there's only one good internet option. That's crazy to me. Yeah, most areas out here have two options, Comcast and one other. I think it's called CenturyLink, but CenturyLink actually isn't good, and a lot of people don't like it, which is why now there's other companies that are trying to roll out fiber optic internet and compete with Comcast, and that's what's going on right now. That's why Comcast is upgrading, because they're trying to stay in competition. They don't want to be overtaken. Am I planning on playing the new Skate? No, I don't have time to play anything else. I'm already screwed. I got too many games I'm juggling. My internet's going to be out. I can't play Hades 2. I can't play Skate. I can't play Barbie's pony riding jaunt adventures. Ugh, no. Ah, wow. I did not watch Superman Squirtle, to be quite frank with you. I forgot that it released yesterday. I had a very busy day yesterday, so I had to run all these different errands. All right, I had to go to the dump. I had a bunch of trash I had to throw at the dump. I had to work out, so I had to work out after doing physical activity. My body is sore as shit today, like sore as shit. And so last night, when I was laying down, I was like, what should I do before I go to sleep? I basically just pressed play on YouTube and watched a few random videos, and I passed out. I was so tired. Seriously, I was so effing tired. So I do want to watch it, and I thank you for reminding me that it's out. I'll have to look for it, okay? Am I going to be able to do Chill with Phil, or will American Truck Sim be the chill presented this week? Oh, dude, there's no way. With all the stuff I'm now juggling, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to do a Chill with Phil this week. No, I have to play games pretty much every stream, and every stream's stressful. Think about it. Chronos, Silk Song, all stressful. Silent Hill F, Survival Horror, probably going to be stressful. Okay? The only reprieve I'm going to get is the Truck Sim stream tomorrow night. Everything else is going to be stressful as shit every stream this week. There's nothing I can do about it. Listen to this idiot. I forgot to pretend that I spent time with my wife. I was out with my wife all day Thursday. Literally from start to finish, we were together doing stuff. Excuse me. And it was great. We actually had dim sum. We went to a dim sum restaurant and ate dim sum in person, but we ate too fast and we both burned our mouths because we get these soup dumplings. It's called Shanghai dumplings. They're really good. They have soup in them along with pork. And you were supposed to bite the end and kind of drink the soup, but we didn't wait, and we did it. We both bit one right away. And we're like, burned our mouths out. Like, shit. You know, it's foolish because we were very hungry. But no, I spent the whole day out with Kat on Thursday. Yesterday was my errands day, where I had to run around grocery shopping and going to the dump and doing a bunch of errands, which is not a fun day. It sucks. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 when the collection comes out, October 30th. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is coming out October 30th. What's my favorite flavor of chewing gum? I don't chew gum. When I was younger, I liked Big Red. I always thought Big Red cinnamon flavor was really good. What are we doing from Little Caesars? We're doing the Philly cheesesteak pizza. We're doing the Crazy Puffs and Crazy Bread. I love the Crazy Bread. I'm a sucker for it. I'm going to get it again. It was so good last time. But I'm trying basically the pizza and the Crazy Puffs for the first time. I love fall as well, Filipino. It's my favorite season of the year. It looks like, according to our weather, we are supposed to have cool weather, except for one day. Tuesday, it's supposed to be hot. But outside of that, we're going to have cool weather going forward. And I can't wait because I'd love to take the air conditioners out of the window, quite frankly, and have cool air coming in the windows. But I got to wait. I want to make sure we're not going to have another freak hot day. Remember last week we had a freakishly hot day, 90 plus degrees. I want to be sure we don't have that again. Kicks cannot be counted towards any goal unless it's 100 or more in one contribution. I cannot count the dripping of single kicks. That's not how it works. There's no way for me to even do that. There's no menu anywhere that accumulates them. So you need to be doing 100 or more, and then I count them on the leaderboard as any other contribution. And keep in mind, that's not just for kicks. If someone did a 50-cent super chat, I don't count that either. It has to be $1 or more to count. That simple. Very simple rules. Thank you, Bottom Line is Real. He says, sending you positive energy, and I hope Comcast doesn't screw this week up. Me either. One of the biggest weeks of the year for me. Double new release, marathon, all screwed because of them. I'm not happy, but I got to deal with it. What can I do, right? What's up, X-Shooter? How are you this morning? Well, this afternoon, excuse me. Aust7 says, will you consider Silksong finished when you see the credits, or will you go for the good ending? I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, you see how far I am in the Silksong, right? So how can I answer that question? I don't even know what you're talking about. There's more than one ending. How would I know that? Right? I don't know. Did I ever play DayZ? No, right? I never played DayZ. No, I did not know that today's Ethan Ralph's birthday. Why would I even know that? Why would I? Right? Spawn Killer, see, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Spawn Killer says, why does it matter if the voice actor in Ghost of Yote is liberal or Republican? Who cares? That's the point I'm making. It's a game. And I want to enjoy gaming. The problem is, in the modern climate of the world, I can't. Every game that I play, if there's some weird political spin or association, everyone talks about it, everyone blows it up. It's either boycott this or don't play this, and it sucks. Right now, I'm being told by people, don't play Ghost of Yote, because even if you do and it's a good game, we're not going to support it because we don't support the game because of the politics behind it. I need to play things that are going to bring people to streams. People will watch, engage, and support said stream because it's a business as well as a hobby. So if Ghost of Yote is now dead because of the politics behind it, that sucks, but what can I do? I didn't make this the situation, you know? I didn't. Mr. Bun the Juice, 55 try super chat. I'll have to figure out what that is. I'm new here. Why are you asking a large amount of money to eat Caesar's pizza? Am I missing something? This is DSP Tries It. This is a taste test series that I have had running since like 2010, 2011. Okay, so it's a long running series on the internet. I used to do it regularly. I used to do it about once a week, okay, back in the day. It was popular. It had good views and everything, but YouTube changed a lot over the years. They changed the algorithm, they changed the monetization scheme, and eventually what happened was the series really wasn't making sense to continue anymore. You know, number one, I got to a point in my life where I didn't want to eat fast food every week. I was actually getting unhealthy. I gained some weight and everything, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Number two, there just wasn't a lot of good stuff to try at that time. And number three, the show wasn't profitable. You know, I was putting on an episode that would get between, let's say, 2,000 to 5,000 views. It would maybe like $5 to $10, but I was spending $30 on the food. So I was like, I don't want to do the show anymore. We're going to cancel it. So I did. But now here's where this comes in for today. For years, people complained, why did you stop doing DSP Tries It? We loved DSP Tries It. Can you bring back DSP Tries It? Is there a way to revive DSP Tries It? So last year, things started going really good for me. I started getting a lot more support. And I said, well, how about this? How about, since you guys are going to support me so much, it won't matter how much money I spend on the food anymore because I'm not doing the show for profits. I'm just not. I'm doing the show as a reward to say thanks for your support. So every 10 goals that we hit, I'll do a new episode of DSP Tries It, and you guys will be part of the interactive group that gets to suggest what I try. Like for this time, we looked at 3-4 different things, and we figured out, let's do Little Caesars. That sounds good because it's a new pizza. There's these crazy bites or crazy puffs I never had before. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that I have to raise all this money to afford the food. That's not what it is. It's every 10 goals. We do a new episode of DSP Tries It. You guys, the viewers, help me pick what the subject matter is. It's kind of a fun, interactive thing. People get hyped for it. I get to try the new stuff because the thing is, a lot of YouTubers do this for their full-time gig. They seriously just do taste testing, okay? I don't. For me, this is more like a side thing, a hobby, you know? So it's kind of a silly thing, and because people are supporting me, I can do it. All right? So it was brought back by popular demand. Now, if you hear people complaining, don't listen to that. And here's why. They're all full of shit. This DSP Tries It works. For a year, it's worked consistently as a goal. It motivates people to contribute. People like helping me pick what the next DSP Tries It is, okay? We've tried doing other things that weren't the taste testing. They never work. We tried flight of beers. We tried a different kind of a snack. We tried doing building Legos and do Lego night. We tried all this stuff. It never works. The only thing that works is DSP Tries It. That's why I'm still doing it. But there's a bunch of naysayers on the internet that want to be a bunch of very negative people. No matter what I do is not good enough. So they'll complain. Don't do DSP Tries It. It's boring. I do something different. It doesn't work. So I'm going to keep doing DSP Tries It and ignore the morons. So they're called the vocal minority. People who complain about everything just to be toxic and say nothing's ever good enough, even things that are working, okay? Rock Bottom Podcast did a $5 super chat. I'm confused why eating fast food is a reward for us. If you don't understand the concept of a taste testing review show and where there's value, I can't help you. Like I said, there's entire YouTube channels and businesses based around this right now. There's obviously value there. Tons of people like it, and it works in my content. You must be one of the vocal minority who has no idea what the hell you're talking about. Sorry that you're so stupid. Thanks for the money, dummy. Okay. No, I'm not going to play the new EA Football Club game. I don't care about football right now. We haven't really talked about it either. I do remember playing FIFA when it was called FIFA back in the day, and it was silly, but I wasn't very good at it either, okay? How many working controllers do I have for my main gaming console? I don't have a main gaming console. If you're talking about my PlayStation 5 Pro, I think 2. And I'm using one primarily. Yeah, and the other one... I'd have to figure that out. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. I think I have one backup for the PS5 Pro if I need it. For my PC, I really have the Elite 2 controller, but then I also have an Xbox controller that would work with the PC as well. If that Elite broke, I could use the Xbox wired. So that's probably what I would do. I do have the Mashinike, but the Mashinike only works with half the games for some bizarre reason. So I guess it wouldn't be considered a foolproof controller, sadly. We just had Taco Bell, Eddie. Why would we do it again? We literally just had it. What we do need to figure out is what the next DSP Tries It will be, because we're about to do Little Caesars either today or tomorrow, likely. So we do need to figure out what is the next DSP Tries It. What do you guys think? Do you have any ideas? Is there anything off the top of your heads that you know of that's going on in food right now you'd be interested in seeing me try? We're not doing the Addams Family meal because there is no Addams Family meal. It's the Wednesday meal, and it's not a meal. It's just nuggets and fries. There's literally no meal. It's a ripoff. Yes, I do know that Chick-fil-A has the Pretzel Cheddar Club Sandwich. I am aware of that. I don't think it's that special. It's literally just their chicken on pretzel bread with other ingredients they already have. So I don't know if you guys would be interested in that or not. I mean, I don't eat Chick-fil-A often, so it would be something different. Sadly, we don't have Checkers and Rallies here. That would be something I'd be interested in because I never had it, but we don't have it in my location, so I can't get it. Well, first of all, thank you all for getting me to a third of the goal. Let's keep that momentum going. At the very least, let's hit the goal today when I'm playing Chronos. But if we hit 2 goals, we can do Little Caesars today. I would love to do it today. I'd be happy to do it today. Mozzie with a $2 super chat says, do you follow a script for the podcast or do you wing it? Basically, I have in my mind topics that I want to cover, and I try to hit them if I can. Sometimes we don't, but most of the time we do. There's no formal outline or schedule, no. Like I knew today, we had to talk about the Comcast outage coming up. We had to talk about the games coming out, the fact that I could get them early. which one to play early. We had to figure all this out, hash it out, and we did. So we figured it out. I'm happy for that. But you know, I don't generally go in with like, oh, by 12:30 p.m. we must be talking about this topic and, you know, stuff like that. No, I'm not getting the McDonald's meal with the gold sauce. To hell with that. It's just sauce. It's literally just a new sauce. I don't care about their new sauce. That's stupid. I'm not doing the one chip challenge. This is a fast food taste test, not a stunt. I'm not trying to eat something hot and vomit all over the place. I still have to make content. All right. So no, we're not doing that. I've literally never heard a single piece of any song by Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know anything about her. Dig Bix, I don't know. He says, what's the worst game of the year so far? I mean, there's been a bunch of duds, like Mind's Eye, or maybe just Assassin's Creed Shadows, because Assassin's Creed has actually fallen so far. Like, as much as you could argue that Mind's Eye is like a three-ring circus of failures, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a series that has been great, but they have so lost their way that the game was such a fucking joke for the wrong reasons, too. It wasn't even like, you know, they decided to go in another direction. They regressed. They actually had gone forward, and then they regressed back to their old garbage formula. Then they added in two protagonists that had nothing to fucking do with the subject matter. It was just a terrible game all around. Insanely bad joke. Sonic Riders, if I remember correctly, Sonic Riders... No, I think that was Racing Transformed. I don't remember if I ever played Sonic Riders. Wasn't that the one that was motion controls? Wasn't that like the Kinect or something? If so, then yes. Now, you see, here's the thing. Ruination says, Ghost of Yote is going down the same path as Shadows. Here's the sad fact. The gameplay elements, the art design, the graphics, things like that look great. They do. But the entire game is getting lost in politics, and that's not good. This is a game that very well could be a great game. It could be an outstanding game. But I don't know if anyone's ever going to know. Because politics are overtaking everything. It's just dumb as shit. Yeah, Riders was on hoverboard, so it was the motion control game on Kinect. Yeah. Digbix, we are playing the Sonic game. Digbix, you came very late to the show, didn't you? We are doing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. We're going to be doing it when I come back from Comcast, having my internet be upgraded. Okay? Okay, last chance. If not, we're going to end the show. Sorry, I got a yawn out of nowhere. Last chance for a question. We're going to end the show and get ready for Chronos. What's my favorite God of War game? Either Ragnarok or the one right before. They were both outstanding. There's no White Castle in my area, sadly. Squirtle, I don't think that I'm getting free upgraded internet. He says, how fast will your internet be when they upgrade it? What they're saying is they're doing infrastructure upgrades to prepare for better speeds. They're not saying, oh, you're just going to get better speeds. In fact, I would guarantee what they're going to say is, oh, better speeds are available. Contact us now to find out the pricing for these speeds. And they're going to be more expensive than what I have now. So I'm going to have to make the decision. Is it worth it? Do I want to pay even more money if I'm not going to get an advantage? Like, would it improve my upload speeds to YouTube at all? Would it make my connections better when I'm playing online games like Call of Duty or Street Fighter? I don't know. I really don't know if it would affect anything at all. It might not. It might do zero, but I pay more for it. So, I don't know. I think ideally what they're trying to do, they're trying to make it that your upload and your download speed is the same. Because historically, the download speed is super good and upload speed sucks, right? I think they're trying to make it equal. Dan Zach did a $2 super chat. He says, what is something that you forgot to remember? I don't know. I can't remember. If I forgot to remember something, how could I remember it now to answer your question? I've already forgotten it, so I can't answer the question. I'm sure there is an answer. I just don't know it. I used to watch Seinfeld. Yes, I did. It was a super popular show in the 90s that I did watch. Did I forget what tomorrow is? No. I remember the 21st night of September. Earth, Wind, and Fire is so good. One of the best bands ever. Oh, man. I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe I need extra coffee today. I have no clue why I'm yawning. Like I said, I am sore. I'm really sore today because yesterday I was lugging heavy shit to the dump, and then I worked out, and now my body is like extra sore. I did back stuff yesterday. Like, oh, fuck. Oh, my back is so sore. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's end the show, everyone. Thank you so very much. So, here's the deal. There is no podcast tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to attempt to make massive progress in Silksong. Now that I'm playing it tonight and tomorrow, we very likely will do that. So I want to say thank you for a great show. Thank you for understanding and helping me to figure out the schedule. All right. Now, tomorrow, no show. I will return on Monday. Monday will be the next podcast. What we will try to do is get all caught up on the progress of all the games and go from there, plus cover any news or anything else going on. And hopefully by then, DSP Tries It will have been had, and we'll have to figure out the next one. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you Monday. Peace out.